I think it's really good for you. But psychologically, I cannot wrap my head around it. I get stopped on the street all the time when I wear them. I now have 3 pairs.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I've got the
I was like,
red
why
light
do you have, she's like,
right
because
now
she
on
just
my
made,
head.
yeah, she was like,
I can hear the vibration.
I know, she was like, I'm looking at you, and she's like, I know that's what you do when you're stressed. Welcome back to The Joy of Shopping. I am your host, Farah Sattaur, and we have founder, CEO, chief formulator, beauty expert, and all-round entrepreneur, Sunday Riley herself in the studio. Welcome. Hi. That's a lot of titles. It's a lot of titles. I've been very proud. You did really well.
Thank you. How are you?
I'm great.
Good.
I'm amazing. Yeah.
How are you coping with this UK weather? Oh, I'm fine. I have a massive coat that goes to my ankles. I'm from a really, really warm climate in comparison. So it's like, I'm just kind of like in my Viking mentality.
Yeah.
And I do have hot water. So perfect. Great combination. I know. So I am so impressed and fascinated with everything you've done with this skincare brand. I would love to hear it from yourself. For any new listeners or watchers that haven't heard of your brand, how would you describe it? Oh, it's my baby. Like one of my babies. I got a lot of babies. We're talking about it later. I have a lot of kids, a lot of pets, a lot of whatever. But, I think it's just something that I'm fundamentally, wildly passionate about. And I always say, I feel like I wake up every day and I absolutely love what I do, even when it's super hard. So it's a skincare brand. And I always say we're powered by science, but balanced by botanicals, which means that every product is science-based. So if it's maybe this product works on niacinamide, or this product works on, glycolic acid, or this product works on, whatever that, vitamin C. And then balanced by botanicals, because we want to see the action of the product, but we don't want to see a reaction in the skin. So it's like action, but not reaction. Because basically, we want people to feel great about themselves and just to kind of take a moment and to say, I feel confident. Well, I actually listened to a recent podcast that you did coming onto confidence, and I loved when you said you are in the confidence industry. When I do the QVC fashion shows, I'm so big. I advocate for body confidence. That's just through the industries I've worked in, my own fluctuation with my weight, coming into my late 30s. I mean, things have popped out that I never knew would. I've got a bit more hip, which I'm happy about. But where does that passion come for you? For confidence? It's a really big deal for me, to be honest with you. So when it comes to, let's just talk when it comes to skin, for instance, people always come up and they tell me their stories, or they say to me what can you recommend for this? And so I sit and I listen to a lot of people, and you start to see patterns over and over again, but depending on where someone's at in their life or what's going on, but it might be, let's even just take hormones as a massive, whatever. Maybe they're younger and they're dealing with acne, and even with my own daughter, she didn't want to leave the house. She just didn't want to leave, and it was almost like she didn't want to go to school dances. She didn't want to. I'm a crier. I can cry about anything. No, but it's it's a lot. Yeah. And you see it really affects. This is just your skin. You're fine. You're this beautiful human soul, and you're letting something that's just not that big of a deal. Stop you. But to that person, it's not such a small deal. It is everything. It's how they present themselves to the world. It's what they see when they look in the mirror. And then you start to see, as time goes on, maybe someone, whatever they're going through, maybe they're stressed and their skin is showing it, or maybe they've got natural this, they got natural that, or maybe they're seeing lines and wrinkles, or they're seeing, sunspots on their face from vacations they took maybe 20 years ago. Or as time goes on and they start to say I'm this certain age, or I'm this certain age, and I see, these lines and these wrinkles and this is in my skin now, and this is now who I am, and how do I adjust that to this form of identity? And the reality is that's a blessing. Your aging is a blessing, and we know that. We read the fortune cookie, right? But there's a lot of emotions that have to go with that as well. That is a really big deal, and all those moments can really knock your confidence, and can really knock how you feel about yourself when you look in the mirror, how you feel when you present yourself, how you feel whenever maybe you're going this, and maybe you're single again at 55, and you're trying to put yourself out, all these things, right? So skincare is that step of being really vulnerable. I was saying, makeup is putting something on, makeup is creating something, and it's beautiful and it's magical, and we're creating a persona, right? Skincare, we're taking everything off. We have no armor in skincare. We're taking all of our armor off, and we're looking in the mirror exactly what we look like, who we are, and probably not even great lighting, to be honest. It's not like it's a movie set. The lighting isn't great, and you're looking at yourself, and you're seeing everything, and it's about how do we make someone, when they're in that, you know, vulnerable position, feel really good about themselves and make those noticeable changes. So when they look in the mirror, they say, I feel good. I feel like I'm at, you know, a personal best right here. And they can accept it. So I don't know, skincare, it's like you're with someone their entire life cycle, maybe not, two, but, you know, maybe we start to pick people up in their teens and they're with us. And so for me, anyhow, it's a big honor. It's a journey, isn't it? It's a shame because I think whatever generation or age you are, our skin always goes through it. You know, I think even when you get older, like you said, I've started to focus more on my hyperpigmentation. But even when I started to focus more on my skin, I started to wear less makeup because I didn't have to cover up as much, which then gave me more confidence. This actually leads me to recently celebrating my birthday. Happy birthday. Thank you. Yes. But very conscious that this year is the big 40 for me. So I'm now looking at more anti-aging products. What would you say is your holy grail from your brand or product that you would recommend? Okay, you're hitting 40, or anyone else that's watching and listening, this is a product you need to try. So I'm actually a big believer that a lot of the anti-aging actives should be started, you know, whenever. And by the way, to be super clear, 40 is young. So like, let's just start off with that. Oh no, I have started some at 25, but I'm like, I need the stronger. I need like stronger potions now. I'm all for it. So I love retinoids and vitamin C as a starting point. I love peptides too. I can talk to you a lot about, you know, collagen and ceramides and your moisture barrier and all those amazing things. But when it comes to really building and supporting collagen, that's one place I really do love to start. I always say vitamin C is a little bit different. I don't think people realize how unique and special it is because yes, it's an antioxidant and that's really nice. But there's a lot of antioxidants on the planet. It is a good one, by the way, but there's a lot of them. But what makes vitamin C really different is that whereas like retinoids support collagen, peptides support collagen, they tell you to do things, blah, blah, blah. But vitamin C is actually part of the collagen building process, meaning without it, you don't build it. So it's actually really, really, really critical to make sure that you're using vitamin C, or I believe it's critical to make sure you're using vitamin C, and not just in the morning, but that you're using in the evening as well. And that you're using a form of vitamin C that's effective. So there's forms of vitamin C that I personally stay away from. I might take it internally, but I don't apply it topically. Oh, that's interesting. I think when we think of like vitamin C, or we think of retinoids, or we think of like, it's just, I would say it's a family, right? But we have a lot of options. There's a buffet, you know, that we can choose from. So yeah, it's a good buffet, and it's a really good buffet. And by the way, some of the options of that buffet are a lot more expensive than other options. But in that instance, you might get what you pay for, right? You know? So retinoids and vitamin C. No, I'm noting this. I'm going to watch this after and take note. No, I love that. Thank you. Do you believe in a lot of the beauty skincare products that are out? Because I've recently purchased the gua sha and the red light therapy mask. That went viral on TikTok. So I'm a sucker. If it goes viral, I need it in my life. So do you believe they actually work, or is it something that you're going to have to use throughout a certain amount of time, or just go to the professionals? I think it depends on what you're looking for, right? So I do think the red light works, by the way. And I think, you know, not all red light is built equally. And I think it's great to do it. Gua sha, I certainly have them. I certainly have the face and the body. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm like gua sha my thighs. Oh, I gotta gua sha those thighs. Okay. And I recently had a massage where she was like, "Do you want me to use the gua sha on your back?" And I was like, "Sure." Yeah. Thinking it would be like this kind of like, I don't know, like I imagine this like scraping motion. No, I mean like no. At the end, I had these massive bruises, looked like angel wings. It's kind of aesthetic. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, I did. I'm not gonna lie to you. And I felt really tough and cool, but I've never had a bigger muscle release in my life than with this body gua sha on my back. Yeah, it was an amazing experience. Absolutely. So I think of gua sha for the face. I really love it for things like, you know, stimulating circulation and just really kind of, you know, helping everything. I don't think it hurts. I think it helps you to kind of spend time on yourself. I think if you're going to start adding in more into your routine and kind of investing in things beyond skincare, I also think there's some amazing like microneedling with radio frequency and stuff like that I think is super effective. Thank you.
Not
In
the
my
whole
head,
one,
I was
not the
just
whole
like,
one.
tick, tick. Yeah, glad for that. Okay. You have your skincare range here at QVC.
Yes.
What's coming up next?
So I want to say, if I kind of go in the calendar, the next big launch. So our vitamin C line is our top selling line, and the C serum is we do it's an amazing global bestseller for us. So we have our CEO vitamin C body butter again, launching. So I'm all about that. Vitamin
exciting.
C, yes. Use it with my
Is this
guasha.
exclusive here? Or?
Yes.
Is this
it's not. No, it's not exclusive.
Oh, I know. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
I know. No, it's fine. That's really exciting. It sounds delicious.
It is delicious. It smells great, but it's got a triple butter blend in it. So I just, but it's got oat lipids, just things that are amazing for the body. But again, it's got a vitamin complex. So it's got your B vitamins, a little bit of niacinamide in there. But again, I would say I can talk about all that and that's all beautiful and romantic. Yeah. But to me, it's really driven by one of my favorite ingredients, which is vitamin C. Again, because vitamin C is one of those, I would say it's an antioxidant. That's great, but it's really about brightening and tightening the appearance of the skin. So we know it's part of the collagen building process, but it's also great for brightening the appearance of the skin. Right. And that's on top of its antioxidant profile. So it's kind of this nice little,
to see that come out. Amazing. I'm really interested to know from your point of view, because we see it year after year, season after season. Beauty tools, some that we've already spoken about that come in. Are there any that you have seen and you thought, wow, this is going to be around for years, or, oh my God, that's given me the ick. That just needs to leave.
Beauty tools?
Yeah.
Well, we were talking, I'm not a big fan of the mouth tape. Which, by the way, I will say, if you are a mouth taper, I will say, I do believe that it's good for you.
Yeah.
So to be clear,
so it works.
I think it's really good for you. But psychologically, I cannot wrap my head around it. Like the idea, I'm so claustrophobic, and I don't know, like it feels like something holding my mouth. Yes, no, I couldn't even do it for 2 seconds. But also, I'm not. The other thing is, I've seen people wearing it in the night, and they look like they're stuck in a silent screen.
It's
for me
scary.
I'm not. So while I do think it's amazing, I do, and I think the science is there. And if you're into it, you do it.
If it leaves, we're not going to lose sleep over it.
I just don't need to see it. That's all. Like, I can't do it. I can't do it. I cannot take my mouth.
I would forget.
To me, it just feels like I'm being like bound up, like I'm in some sort of movie. But I do nasal spray at night to keep my nasal passages clear, so I can hopefully breathe.
That's actually a really good tip.
That's my homage to the whole movement.
So having your brand on QVC, I mean, it's huge in the States as well. Do you shop on QVC? Are you a regular customer?
I shop everywhere.
No,
I really do. Yeah. I'm a super committed. I'm a purchaser. It's one of my core identities.
What type of shopper are you? Do you prefer, because I absolutely love online shopping. I'm not antisocial, but I just think I know what I want. I'm going to get it. It's going to come to my door. It would take me a lot to go to a department store and do a bit of shopping. But do you prefer online shopping, or do you like to be there to feel the products?
I mean, yes, I love feeling a product that's amazing. I just don't like waiting in line. That's my problem, right? So for me, online shopping is so efficient because I place the order. And then just magically it shows up. Yes, it's kind of like magic. So I do love a good online shopping. That's my go-to. And it's so much more impulsive, right? Because there's no impediment besides like good sense. But I'm saying that, like, you want it. It's not like you're like, oh, the line's like 20 minutes and I got to run because I got to go pick this up and then it's just like, I just have to press a button.
Honestly, for me, online shopping is just so convenient. I mean, I'm sure, women, we love to shop, right? So I often go to a site, try and buy something, but then there's another 5 things in my basket.
So, I will tell you where I shop a lot, and a lot is through Instagram.
Oh,
that is my kind of,
I'm a TikTok shopper.
Yeah, it's not a great. I do not recommend getting into it. If you do not shop on social like I do, I'd not recommend it, because it's like you look at something online, I don't care whatever it is, like a green ceramic mug, and then that's what you get. So you get like all the ads for the green, and it's like, it's just wonderful. It's like whatever I'm interested in, like all of it just starts coming in, and you get, and it's just, and I look at the photos, I'm like, and it's so fast and easy to check out.
If it's I've never shopped on Instagram.
Oh, it's amazing.
Never.
Like, go for it.
But I've been shopping on TikTok for the past 2
very
or 3
similar.
years.
It's very, it's the
Okay, I
same
might
concept.
have to try this.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is terrible. But
Also,
good.
I've got a great algorithm, so my algorithm is on point. And so but I feel like no matter when I see stuff, I'm like, that's exactly what I was looking for. I was looking for like a
algorithm.
pink sparkly shirt.
They're listening to us. They're listening to us and putting it in your For You page.
Yeah, so they can absolutely listen to me if they keep delivering me content that I like. It's whenever because there's nothing that exciting going on otherwise.
So funny. No, I'm definitely going to try Instagram shopping. I want to see if there's a difference.
Yeah.
I would love to know your take on, I'm going to call it the evolution of online shopping for skincare, because for makeup, for me, I find it quite difficult to shop for foundations anyway.
Yeah.
You know, going into the store, sometimes, you know, even the ladies trying to help you don't get it right. But now, I mean, even for sunglasses, you've got the AI machine where you can kind of place it on your face and see if you've got a match.
Yeah.
So for skincare, what do we need to look out for to know we're getting a great product? Are we looking at ingredients?
You know, and also like just to kind of flip it, as the brand, it's really challenging, right? Because, you know, I know I'm an online shopper and we know our customers want to find things online. But, you know, even if let's say I wanted to like describe something in great detail, so you would know, is this exactly for me? I'm limited by maybe like 150 characters, right? So you're limited by what you can write, right? So like I may want to write a whole book on it, but I can only tell you like, you know, 40 words.
Sentences.
Right. And then before you know it, like everyone's copy kind of looks similar because they are all stuck with 150 characters. So like from a brand perspective, it's really hard to describe it. So from a customer perspective, when I'm buying stuff, because like I said, I buy a lot. I buy all my makeup online. I buy my hair stuff online. I do typically look for ingredients. I'll read reviews sometimes to see what they like. But, you know, that person may not be like me. But I definitely look for ingredients. And I look for certain things, like if I know, like if it was skincare,
right?
If I'm looking for a moisturizer and I know looking for lightweight gel cream, I make sure that like those things are getting hit, those like key points. But ingredients, and I try to look at where the ingredient is in the profile.
Okay.
That can be very deceptive though, because some ingredients, you use such a small percentage of them to be effective that they would be lower down so it does kind of require some knowledge. But I know like, for instance, if we're talking about skincare, I know niacinamide should be super high. But I know that other things like you would want to actually really low, because it's like
just
a peptide would be less than 1%, you know, but to be super effective.
No, honestly, just listening to you, I'm just like, oh my God, I need to learn so much about skincare, because you hear you hear niacinamide, you hear all of these serums and treatments that you should be, you know, taking, and you don't know what to look for. So, I mean, I think that's a really great tip. So thank you.
I also buy a lot of supplements online because I'm a big supplement taker.
So
I feel like it's a good insurance policy. And one of the supplements that I was taking a lot was NAD+, and I still take a lot, but now I do it intravenously, but I was taking the pills for it. And then they were like, well, these are these NAD+ precursors that you can take. So I was taking those. And then one day I woke up and I was like, I felt great, but I just was like, because I've seen them talked about on podcasts, I've seen some of these precursors. I was like, but are these okay for women? Because I realized it was only male doctors with predominantly male audiences that had been recommending these particular ones I was taking. And so then I typed in like NR and then breast cancer study. And then it came up with these studies and I was like, wait a minute. So it's like, and I don't know what the answer is, but when I read this, I was like, whoa. So I think in general, like I buy a lot of stuff online, but then sometimes like when it comes to something serious, like a supplement, then I'll stop frequently and say like something for women, blah, blah, and read study, because I think a lot of stuff that's sold to us, it may not be actually great for us individually, particularly as women, and particularly when it comes to things like biohacking and stuff like that. That's me. I'm also really passionate about that because like I said, I look at a lot of stuff and I was listening to this one very well-known and accomplished male biohacker, and I was taking the stuff that they recommended. And then listening to a podcast and they were like, yeah, but not for women. It wouldn't be good for women. And I was like, wait a minute. I just took that this morning.
You know what? That's quite scary. Because you think when people are selling a product, you automatically think it's for both.
For everyone.
Unless
there was no like disclaimer, like, by the way, you
wow,
know, if you're female, don't do it. So that's something I absolutely
I'm learning so much from you. Honestly, I'm beauty, skincare obsessed, and I was so excited to sit down and talk with you today. And honestly, you've just given me so many tips, and hopefully for everyone that's watching and listening as well, they're taking something from here too. Now, I have to move on to your shoes.
Oh yes, I'm obsessed.
Because we've spoken about this briefly. I didn't see it until you highlighted it. These are like, we're going to do a pop-up, but these are sneaker shoes. And the funniest thing, the ironic thing is that Sunday is actually calling, you're not even saying their shoes, but it does have a heel.
They do.
Crazy.
Yeah, they're amazing.
They're
they're
so
like,
cool.
yeah, they're sneakers with a heel. The brand is called Sneaks.
Okay.
Got them on Instagram. That's when I first saw them. And at first I was like, I don't know about that. Like, I don't know what's, whatever.
Right.
And then like, that was the first thing. And the second thing, I was like obsessed already. Like it was that fast. Like there was not, and then I bought them. And I get stopped on the street all the time when I wear them. I now have 3 pairs.
I'm not surprised.
And I love to dance, but yes, I'm not saying I'm great at it, but I am.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Absolutely, yes, I am.
Does not
I am a
matter.
dancer, and I can dance in these all night long.
So
and I
they're
don't get
comfy.
blisters. Yes, and I'm convinced I look really good.
No,
I don't know if I
honestly,
do
when
look
I
good, but I'm
looked
convinced I do.
at your shoes,
Yeah.
I was like, wow, because I've not seen anything like this.
Yeah.
So yeah, we definitely have to have a pop-up of these.
Yeah.
Are we calling them shoes or trainers? Because you call them trainers.
Yeah, well, it's funny because I was like, I don't even wear heels anymore, and you're like, those are heels. I was like, are they
a heel
yeah.
on there?
I would just call them regular shoes. Just kind of like trainers with the heel. Well, here's the deal: if you wear longer jeans or longer pants, you can't see the heel in the back. So it just makes you look really tall. Yeah.
No, honestly, I love them. And you have them in 3 different colors.
I do.
Was that your last purchase?
Absolutely. Yeah. These were this color was the last purchase.
Online? It was online. You said it.
I don't even know I don't even know if you can get them in store. I'm telling you. And then I tell everyone about it, and it's like basically, oh my god, I deserve a cut of this.
Love.
Yeah, they're great.
So something I always ask my guests because they come up with sometimes the funniest products.
Yeah.
But what's a product that you never knew you needed and now you can't live without besides my sneaks? Besides the sneaks.
Okay. I have this thing. I don't even know what brand it is. I'm not gonna lie to you because I bought it on social.
Fine.
And I'm obsessed with it, and I have 3 of them now, which you would think I would know what it is. But it's this massaging red light thing because I'm always trying to like.
It's not that tall.
No,
Spring-like.
it's like a brush. Like I just hold it, and I'm not gonna lie to you, when people stress me out, I brush my hair with it.
Do you carry this with you?
I don't have it with me, but
Would it fit in your
literally-
handbag?
It would. And so it looks like a hairbrush, but it massages your scalp. So it's like, it's like that.
Wow.
But it's got red light. So I'm convinced I'm going to look like Rapunzel. But also when I'm stressed, it just feels so good.
De-stresses you.
Yeah. But then I was on a Zoom call the other day, and one of my teammates was like, am I stressing you out? And I was like,
Yeah, I've got
I was like,
red
why
light
do you? She's
comb
like,
right
because
now
she
on
just
my head.
Yeah, she was like,
I can hear the vibration.
I know. She was like, I'm looking at you, and she's like, I know that's what you do when you're stressed. And I was like, well, I'm also trying to. It's like kind of, yeah. Not gonna lie.
That's so funny.
Yes.
So we do have some customer questions for you. The first one is there such a thing as too many skincare products in one regime?
I don't think so. And I'll say that the reason why is, I mean, yes, if you came to me and you said you're using 50 products, like in the morning at 59, I'd be like, that's excessive.
Right.
Like, but at the same time, most people, they're not. Like realistically, most people, if you look at the statistics, are using like 1 to maybe like 4 or 5. So it's actually just fine. If you want to keep using more and more, there's a point where your skin probably can't absorb that much more, but you'll know that. If you're layering products and you're like, now it's just like slick upon slick upon slick, you're probably going to slow down and stop anyhow. So I wouldn't worry about it. I worry more about finding what works for your skin, because we all have our own unique skin chemistry. So whether that might work for your neighbor, but when you put it on, if you don't see a difference, then it didn't work for you, and you need to find out what works for you.
I definitely went through that phase. I had, they always say put the oils on in the evening, right? Oils, the serums, everything. And then it just became too much. So now I've just kind of narrowed it down to about 2 or 3, and it works. Like you said, you need to find your routine for you and your skin.
Yeah, and the lifestyle and what you're going to commit to. You know what I mean? Like realistically, would I benefit from working out 2 hours a day? Absolutely. Like I know that.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely not going to do it. I just know it's not going to work for me. It's
an investment, isn't it?
Yeah,
it really is.
So just find what works for you and then walk in that direction.
And do you think expensive products are always better?
Always? No, I definitely don't. And I say it confidently. And I'm going to flip the coin on that one and say, because I'm the product formulator and the lab is like right down the hall from us and from my desk, and I'm also very intimately involved in purchasing of raw materials,
I know how much really great high quality ingredients cost, where, you know, you're buying like, you know, this product from this, you know, manufacturer, you're buying, you know, in Germany versus something that's like fallen off of a truck. I'm being a little facetious, but there's a big price difference in quality when it comes to raw materials. And that is where I would say there's no marketing really when it comes to that as much. Right. It's not like, whereas brands, it might just be marketing, and that's why something is costing, you know, $700 versus $70 or versus whatever. When it comes to the raw materials, you know, it's pretty much so closer to how much it actually costs to make that.
Right.
So, you know, like I said, we talked about vitamin C, that form of vitamin C that we use, tetrahexyl ascorbate. It's incredibly expensive in comparison to the more common form of vitamin C, L-ascorbic acid. But L-ascorbic acid doesn't have the stability profile, you know, it doesn't have the potency profile. So in that instance, you can be in a situation where you get what you pay for. The other thing is that, again, while someone, a brand, and I don't know, whatever, but they may invest in the ingredient, but maybe it's a different supplier. So you might say like, hey, I tried, you know, this raw material, maybe this ingredient, niacinamide, but it was really rough on my skin or whatever. And it could be like, well, maybe it was niacinamide's difficult to get into a formula. It can be expensive to get, or it could be easy. Like maybe they put in the wrong solvent or something like that. So, and that was what was irritated your skin. So again, in some ways, I don't think you have to spend, you know, $100,000 on a moisturizer. I'd be like, that's insane.
Yeah.
On the other hand, it's not, when it comes to certain raw materials, they do cost. And so I guess it's
finding the balance, isn't it? That there are things that you've just said that someone like myself, I wouldn't even think of those types of elements. You would just think, okay, for me, I go to the reviews, you know, I start to read what people are saying about it. So that's really handy to take note of. Okay, Sunday, what is next for you and the brand?
Oh, me and the brand, let's see.
So I know, because I kind of have to disassociate the two. I know you are Sunday Riley, it's your brand, but you know.
No, I have to disassociate too. And people will say to me, like, what's it like to have, you know, like the brand named after you? And I always think of it as two separate entities. Like, I don't even I have to kind of, so for the brand, super excited. So we have a lot of new launches this year. So we talked about the body butter, so that's very exciting. And all the rest are going more in the direction of face. But it's super exciting. So a lot. And that's kind of keeping me pretty occupied.
You come to QVC throughout the year?
I do. So I would say I'm in the UK. I'm based in Texas, but I would say I'm in the UK about every 5 to 6 weeks.
Okay.
Or here, thereabouts. Yeah.
So I'm sure our listeners and watchers are going to catch you very soon.
Yeah, you can't get rid of me.
We don't want to. Yeah. Sunday, thank you so much for joining me here.
Yes,
and good luck with everything.
Thank you.
Sunday Riley, everyone.
Yes.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for tuning in to the Joy of Shopping podcast. Make sure you like, subscribe, and if you missed any of the episodes, make sure you check out our playlist.